Beneath all the noise, all the shoulds and musts, there is something quiet, a shape that fits only you. Friedrich Nietzsche called it the inner code, not a rule, but a rhythm, a truth that lives under the surface, waiting to be remembered. Tonight we listen for it, not in striving, but in stillness, not in perfection, but in the soft pull toward what feels real. You were not meant to be a copy. You were meant to be. And somewhere inside, that knowing has never left. Begin now, as we step softly into a journey of introspection, exploring the fires of transformation celebrated by Nietzsche. Imagine standing at the threshold of a realm where life's chaos dances like flickering flames, each spark a test shaping our deepest selfhood. It is in these fiery trials, placed beyond the soothing quilt of comfort, that we discover the true essence of who we are, hidden like a star clothed in light, yearning to emerge in its brilliance. In the cocoon of ease and complacency, our spirit slumbers, gently lulled by the siren's song of stagnation. But it is the friction of life's challenges that compels the soul to stir, spurred into wakefulness by the alchemy of transformation. Picture yourself like a blacksmith at the forge, life's forces shaping you with each strike, honing metal into art. Through each fiery moment, our identities are handcrafted with the care and intention of an artist at work, one vibrant stroke at a time. Within us swells a chaos rich with potential. Nietzsche poetically mused that chaos births dancing stars, suggesting that the disorder within us can seed something spectacular and new. Imagine this swirling tempest of emotions and contradictions, a fertile ground awaiting cultivation. Here we delve, armed with introspection's gentle scalpel, to tease out threads of essential truth from the cacophony. In this endeavor lies an artistry of liberation, transforming complexity into clarity and chaos, into the luminous arc of a dancing star. As we navigate this path, we often meander through dense mists of inner turmoil. It is in this space, tumultuous yet vibrant, where the foundation of our authentic self is constructed. Allow yourself to embrace these storms as allies in your evolution. Here, potential shines amidst the swirling doubts and fears. Guided by intention and courage, let us illuminate the chaos, sculpting from it a star-shaped destiny, fragrant with possibility. The fire we face is unyielding in its demand for courage, inviting us to embrace the trials that appear daunting yet are critical to our authenticity. These challenges are not architects of our downfall, but sculptors of our ascent. Each test helps chisel away excess, revealing the steadfast core of our essence. Beyond fear, we discover a resolve to step forward, meaning guiding us with each deliberate stride through life's blazing battlefield. Imagine these moments as the very essence of your resilience. Trials weaving the stories of your life with sinews of strength and spirit. Within this sacred forge of self-discovery, vulnerability emerges as a brave companion. The journey through the fire asks us to face the tender spaces within, recognizing their growth potential. Rather than a hidden weakness, vulnerability becomes an emblem of strength, deepening our connections and expansion. Consider this courage as the bedrock from which resilience springs forth, illuminating the path from fear into empathy, a rich soil for understanding and growth. Let us wander freely into discomfort, recognizing its fertile territory where the embers of growth smolder. Stepping away from comfort's gentle embrace, we embark on a bold declaration of purpose, casting aside stagnation's chains. In discomfort, preconceptions crumble, revealing the boundless possibilities that lie beyond. It is within this willingness to embrace the unknown that transformation breathes, expanding the boundaries of self into landscapes anew. Amidst life's unpredictable mayhem, we are invited to uncover significance, transcending the mundane and illuminating the road to self-discovery and evolution. Each chaotic moment unfurls lessons like petals in bloom, urging us to unearth deeper truths about ourselves and our connection to the world. The flames peel back vulnerabilities, encouraging us to engage, to learn, to transform despair into wisdom's reservoir, strength rising from life's challenges. Embrace the phoenix's myth, rise anew from fragrant ashes as a symbol of perpetual rebirth, crafted by testing fires, trials, and tribulations. Here we relinquish the outdated and embrace unknown horizons. Shedding remnants, we craft a path towards authenticity, each step imbued with experiences that form our vibrant existence. The journey transcends superficial self-images, exploring profound inner truths awaiting discovery. Imagine discarding societal constructs, diving deeply to unearth a self unchained by external valuation. This authenticity shines brightly, empowering self-definition in constant flux, a magnificent dance of becoming imbued with richness of experience and heartfelt understanding. This journey is a sacred thread woven endlessly in transformation's fiery loom. As the flames shape and refine us, reflection reveals power within. The journey of self-discovery laid open, light casting shadows into new light. Each trial, once a burden, now a trusted tutor. It teaches that neither end nor destination truly exists, only a beautifully unfolding narrative, a bright star in the night sky of our becoming, timeless and transcendent. In the vast solitude of night, where shadows whisper secrets of the soul, we embark on a journey, one that navigates the delicate balance between individuality and society's comforting embrace. Within the soothing lull of conformity, many find solace. The herd, in its collective wisdom, offers a symphony of acceptance, a familiar rhythm in which to lose oneself. Yet, in this harmonious choir, each note of individuality can become suffocated, masked by the chorus of sameness. It is a soothing balm, this conformity. It lulls us into a drowsy dance of acceptance, wrapping us in a gentle embrace of societal expectations and shared morals. But within this trance lies the silent theft of our personal vision, our unique potential. Against this drift of sameness, Nietzsche's philosophy rises like a lone star in the midnight sky. With his insight, we begin to comprehend how the comfort of the herd sedates our genius, whispers us into complacency, and cages the soul's yearning for authenticity. The herd becomes a tranquil coffin for the spirit, preserving it but neglecting its vibrant dance. To truly live, we must question these inherited convictions. We must dare to awaken the dormant individual, even if it means facing the abyss of isolation. This dance of separation from the herd unveils the profound fear of standing alone, a fear that echoes deep within the human psyche. We are creatures born of connection, seeking formation and familiarity as a shield against life's uncertainties. Yet, in seeking this comfort, we often silence the inner call that beckons us to venture beyond the boundary of the familiar. Amidst this struggle, Nietzsche speaks of herd morality, a doctrine promoting virtues like humility and obedience that bind the individual in chains of mediocrity. In the dim glow of isolation, we find the courage to break free from these chains. Isolation, though daunting at first, becomes a sacred pilgrimage, transforming the haunting tones of loneliness into echoes of self-discovery. It is in this solitude that the whispers of the soul grow louder, where one can listen to the secret murmur of one's own desires and dreams. Here, away from the cacophony, individuality flourishes, revealing depths previously unseen. As we tread the path toward authenticity, we encounter the call, a gentle yet profound summons, urging us to cast aside layers of the false self sculpted by society's hands. This call emerges in quiet moments of reflection, illuminating the rift between our authentic selves and the masks we wear. Answering this call necessitates courage, a courageous leap into a landscape of introspection. Trusting in our inner compass, we navigate the psychological terrain, transcending fear and uncovering the vibrant hues of an undaunted soul. In embracing individuation, we discover the richness of living in truth, relishing the freedom that accompanies it. This freedom, this authenticity, dances within us like flames, merging desire with reality in an unending embrace. We craft our lives into works of art, not by succumbing to societal molds, but by honoring the unique narrative that unfolds from within. We become, in essence, an ever-evolving masterpiece. The journey of individuality, though rewarding, exacts its price. The further we stray from the safety of the collective, the more we risk misunderstanding, judgments that weigh heavy like chains. Yet, as Nietzsche guides us through the dark woods of solitude, we find that the rewards, self-discovery, genuine fulfillment, outshine any shadows of doubt. By choosing to live authentically, we embody resilience, forging paths that reflect the inner sanctum of our hearts. This path demands not just bravery, but a sacred form of disobedience, an unwavering resolve to remain true to oneself in the face of societal pressures. By choosing to disobey mindless norms, we open up to wisdom, following an inner light that guides us through the night. This is not mere rebellion, it is the art of integrity, aligning thoughts, deeds, and words in a symphony of truth. As we walk this solitary journey, we discover the gift of individualism, a beacon of illumination for ourselves and others. In embracing our authentic selves, we extend an invitation for others to explore their paths, igniting a quiet revolution in human consciousness. Our steps, once divergent, inspire a collective tapestry, rich with varied expressions and vibrant with life. Thus the dance unfolds, an eternal waltz between the self and the collective. It whispers a truth as old as time, that in the gentle cradle of individuality, we become who we were always destined to be, not mere echoes of the herd, but sovereign artists of our destiny, crafting legacies of authenticity and light in the grand theater of existence. Amor fati, this elusive embrace of one's fate, is a sacred dance with life itself. weaving a narrative where every thread of joy and sorrow finds its place. Nietzsche, in his Contemplation, invites us not merely to withstand our fate, but to love it ardently, recognizing in each twist and turn the essential texture of our becoming. This philosophy, more than stoic endurance, calls for an animated engagement with life's entirety, like savoring an ancient tapestry, intricate and profound. Imagine life as a vast unfolding landscape, where each shadow and sunbeam contributes to its profound meaning. Our habitual inclination is to cherish the light, shoving the shadows into the unseen corners of our hearts. Yet Nietzsche urges us to open our arms to it all, letting in the unexpected and the uneasy, seeing them as stepping stones on the path to self-discovery. This shift from resistance to embracing entails viewing life as a continuous narrative with each experience, a note in the symphony of our existence. In the tender act of accepting our destiny, we transcend the narrow confines of good and bad, allowing the elements of our journey to intertwine in an endless waltz. The triumphs and the trials dance together, intimate partners in the arena of life, contributing to the birth and rebirth of the self. This kind of love for fate is not passive surrender. It is a courageous act of vision, where each storm leads to a dawn of clarity and understanding, inviting us to glide into the rhythm of life's vast ocean, ever-changing and eternal. To truly love one's fate, vulnerability becomes a gentle ally, a conscious opening to the beautiful and the raw, allowing life to penetrate our guarded hearts. This openness, a sacred act of surrender, acknowledges our ties to the universe, fostering relationships that shimmer with empathy and compassion. As we embrace this vulnerability, we become attuned to life's symphony, aligning our breaths to its varied tempo. Amor Fati offers a transformative lens, a way to rewrite the stories that shape our perceptions. As authors of our own narratives, we can weave together past, present, and future into a tapestry rich with wisdom and acceptance. Through this artful storytelling, we cultivate a spirit that dances freely, liberated from the constraints of victimhood, blossoming instead into empowerment and self-authorship. Through narrative, we bridge fragmented moments into a seamless whole, each thread lending its hue to the vibrant narrative of self. This evolving story invites us to explore, revisit, and dictate the meanings we ascribe to our experiences, nurturing a dynamic identity that embraces change and resilience. To align with this transformative flow, healing beckons us inward, to a space of self-compassion and gentle acknowledgement. In this sanctuary, wounds whisper their stories, shadows transform into sources of strength, and losses pave the way to liberation. Here lies the nurturing soil for growth, fostering a pathway lined with acceptance and empowerment. As compassion weaves through our being, we embrace imperfections, recognizing the shared human experience of suffering as a profound teacher. The art of letting go becomes a harmony in life's symphony, urging us to relinquish the illusion of control and trust the mysterious currents of existence. It is in this release that new paths unfurl, barren opportunities as precious as rare blossoms. In surrendering, we discover a liberation as breathtaking as the sky at dawn, a portal to creativity and authenticity. This philosophy sings of gratitude, anchoring us in the ever-present moment, revealing abundance in our daily dance. With eyes attuned to wonder, the mundane transforms into the magical, and we find solace in life's intricate web. Through gratitude, we greet each moment as a gift, an invitation to connect deeply and relish the beauty in simplicity. In the embrace of amor fati, we find a roadmap for daily living, guiding us toward acceptance and empowerment. Every dawn holds the potential for growth, where challenges become canvases for transformation, and moments of tranquility shine with purpose. As we embody this philosophy, our lives reveal themselves as a wondrous tapestry woven with intention and meaning. Thus, amor fati becomes more than mere notion. It emerges as a living, breathing tale of existence, a reverent dance with destiny, ever vibrant, eternally evolving. With each step, we tread lightly yet deeply, leaving footprints of acceptance, celebrating the wholeness of our journey, wishing upon the stars we ourselves become. In the quiet moments of introspection, where the heart meets the mind, we find an understanding of power that transcends earthly dominion. Friedrich Nietzsche envisioned this power not as a mighty force to conquer others, but as an intimate journey of self-creation. The will to power invites us to look inward and discover that true strength lies in the courage to face one's fears and the relentless pursuit of self-actualization. This power is creativity incarnate, transforming obstacles into pathways and challenges into fertile ground for growth. Here, we become both the sculptor and the masterpiece, crafting a life not tethered to societal scripts of wealth and status, but flourishing from the wellspring of inner potential. Imagine power not as a fist clenched in control, but as an open palm unfurling into the world. Nietzsche captured this paradox, showing us that to seek control is to chase shadows. True growth blossoms from liberation and expansion. When we relinquish our grip, fearing less the brush of uncertainty, life ceases to be a battlefield and emerges as a blank canvas of potential. Embracing this philosophy invites a mindset that turns life's uncertainties into open fields rather than rigid territories to be dominated. Amid the external silence, our desires, often fierce and untamed, whisper to be understood and integrated. Nietzsche speaks of an inner alchemy, a sacred transmutation of raw urges into cohesive forces for personal empowerment. This inner world, shadowed yet fertile, requires our courage to turn inward and face our deepest fears. It is here, in the crucible of discomfort, that desires become the catalysts for transcendence. Each fear and insecurity reframed becomes a stepping stone, propelling the journey of self-overcoming, a journey with no end, but constant becoming. This quest for self-mastery does not shy away from the chaos within us. Instead, it conducts a symphony from the cacophony of our instincts and aspirations. Embrace every facet of yourself, Nietzsche urges, and orchestrate them into unity. To walk this path is to peel back layers of belief, societal imposition, and personal dread, revealing the driving forces of our existence. Through such introspection, we align thoughts, emotions, and actions with our highest values, nurturing a quiet, profound power to choose responses over reactions, and to live authentically in the light of our truths. Crafting one's identity in Nietzschean terms is akin to fashioning a work of art. Identity is not a predetermined discovery, but a canvas painted by choice and creativity. This art of self-definition dismantles imposed roles and chains of societal expectation, encouraging us to write our own narratives with intention. It beckons us beyond passive acceptance of labels, into the realm where identity becomes a dynamic dance of being and becoming. In choosing who we are with intent, we tap into a reservoir of inner power, transcending limitations and embracing the freedom of our authentic selves. Change, the eternal rhythm of life, is the very essence of the will to power. Nietzsche calls us to embrace this ever-changing dance as a necessary companion for growth. Resistance to change is resistance to life itself, he tells us. And by harnessing the will to power, we transform ourselves across moments, not through chaos, but through purposeful recreation. When we welcome change, we transform resistance into opportunity, allowing life's currents to guide rather than confine us, embodying a flexible and adaptive presence. To face life's inevitable pain with courage is to embark on a path of profound insight and liberation. Nietzsche's will to power thrives in confronting suffering, urging us to meet it with an open heart. Rather than fleeing discomfort, we are called to engage, recognizing pain as a teacher rather than an enemy. This courage illuminates the depths of our psyche, fostering resilience. By embracing the shadows of our experiences, we emerge stronger and whole, transforming adversity into the crucible of our evolution. In solitude, often misinterpreted as loneliness, Nietzsche finds sacred power. It is in these quiet corners of existence, away from the noise, that we meet our truest selves, unmasked and unveiled. Solitude becomes a retreat for the weary soul, a sanctuary of reflection where genuine power takes root in self-awareness and authenticity. This is not an escape, but a return to essence where silence nourishes and renews the spirit. Finally, with great power comes great responsibility. Nietzsche reminds us that personal empowerment is inextricably linked with ethical growth. The pursuit of power, when aligned with integrity, becomes a force for good. It calls us to see the interconnectedness of all beings, urging us to use our strength to uplift, contribute positively. Our journey of self-empowerment is not merely personal, but a spark that, when ignited with intention, enhances the world around us. Remember, my friend, that the journey of power is not a race to a finite end, but an ever-evolving voyage. Nietzsche's wisdom teaches us that power is fluid, always reflecting our changes. Embrace this dynamic dance of life with curiosity, for it unfolds endlessly, offering new beginnings with each heartbeat. Freedom lies in the present moment, where possibilities rise with the dawn, and the journey of becoming continues, a sacred and enduring celebration of life itself. In the quiet chambers of our being, shielded by the veils of societal expectations and the armor of familial narratives, lies a shimmering truth, often obscured by the guise of ego. We craft personas, protective shells woven from fears, insecurities, and the longing for acceptance. Over time, these masks grow heavy and begin to define us, merging into what we falsely believe to be our true selves. Yet, in the whispered wisdom of Nietzsche, we are beckoned to unmask, to gently peel away the layers of illusion, and step into the light of authentic existence. As we embark on this tender journey inward, we embrace a metamorphosis. It is a courageous leap into the shadow depths, where we meet the aspects of ourselves we have long ignored or misunderstood. In these hidden caverns, young invites us to engage in the shadow, knowing the courage to face and integrate with presence. This transformation is an embrace, turning ego from time into a great servant. The shedding of false self mirrors the dance of rebirth, where authenticity dawns, simple and profound, untethered by societal change. In this sacred space, Nietzsche's vision of the Übermensch rises, an existence not of superhuman strength, but of radical honesty and profound self-acceptance. This being transcends the confines of mere rebellion. Here, within this alchemical process, contradictions dissolve, paving the path to self-mastery. Abandoning traditional morality, this transcendent figure forges new narratives, inviting us to write with ink, drawn from self-reflection and the courage of existential ownership. Shadow work becomes our lantern. It leads us inward past the jungles of unease to where our hidden layers whisper. These pieces of us deemed shameful by societal norms often manifest as triggers or inexplicable anxieties. Yet, as we approach them with gentle curiosity, they unravel, offering insights and strength. The journey is delicate, a ritual of psychological alchemy. Through practices of introspection, the mundane evolves into profound self-discovery, and the fragmented psyche reweaves itself into wholeness. Transformation demands vulnerability, a state often misconstrued as frailty. In Nietzsche's world, vulnerability is a testament to strength, a conscious unveiling of our raw essence. It invites us to lay down the false armors, standing bare in truth. As we immerse ourselves in this landscape of openness, relationships bloom on the fertile ground of genuine connection, truth over guise, substance over semblance. The act of surrender in this context is not defeat, but liberation, a letting go of the inauthentic narratives that bind. It is an act of profound power, the embrace of our vulnerabilities and imperfections as a testament to our unique essence. This surrender heralds a freedom unrooted from external validation, signaling a renaissance of the spirit, where masks crumble and truth emerges renewed. True integration transcends dichotomies, weaving the tapestry of our being from seemingly contradictory threads of light and shadow, failure and a success. Nietzsche's ethos nurtures unity, transforming critique into creation, resistance into acceptance. Within this harmonious embrace, the self evolves, nurtured not by rigid absolutes, but by the fluid dance of life, welcoming tensions as gardeners of growth. In this journey from ashes, the symbolism of the phoenix rising captures our essence. Through destruction, creation is born, mirroring the dance of Nietzschean rebirth and Jungian individuation. The demise of the false self lays fertile soil, where seeds of truth take root, igniting a cycle of renewed becoming. Death is not the final curtain, but a threshold to authenticity. Solitude becomes our sanctuary, an intimate space away from the cacophony of identity imposed by others. Here, the callings of our soul resonate clearer. Entering this solitude demands bravery, as the silence reveals what noise conceals. Yet, it's within the hush that we learn to cherish our true presence, cultivating clarity and embracing our own company with trust and resilience. In dismantling the false self, truth liberates us from the narratives of others, lifting the veils that obscure who we truly are. Nietzsche guides us toward this uncompromised truth, a force that dissolves the shackles of pretense, offering the unfettered freedom of genuine self-acceptance. This liberation is not isolated. It invites others into its expanse, nurturing a collective awakening. Thus the journey unfolds, always becoming, never reaching an end. Comfort blooms in the understanding that our paths, aligned with Nietzsche's eternal recurrence, are dynamic stories, not static destinations. In this eternal process of becoming, we honor patience, embracing the abundant potential within. The death of the false self is but the dawn of an infinite, authentic journey into the heart of who we were always meant to be. In the quiet tapestry of life, where choices weave the essence of our being, there lies the delicate dance between freedom and responsibility. Often, the world tells us that freedom means boundless expanses, a limitless sky where we can soar untouched by gravity's pull. Yet, Friedrich Nietzsche whispers a more profound truth, a truth that freedom tethered to responsibility is neither a cage nor a chain, but an anchor in life's turbulent sea. True liberation is born not from an escape, but from our commitment to the life we choose to create. Picture a lone ship sailing across an infinite ocean. It roams without restraints, yet without a compass and purpose, it risks succumbing to capricious currents. Herein lies the paradox. Freedom shines its brightest when nested within responsibility. It becomes not merely an open field, but a garden, nurtured by the choices that reflect our deepest values and aspirations. Nietzsche invites us to turn the compass inward, to see that the power to define ourselves is forged in this interplay between choice and consequence. As we embark on this voyage of self-discovery, the weight of accountability accompanies us like a constant, gentle hand. It suggests that our actions ripple outwards, with each decision casting shadows that speak of our commitments and convictions. We stand as authors of our personal narratives, no longer entrusting our stories to external saviors or scapegoats. Responsibility is where we find empowerment, the courage to own who is, and the liberation to transcend it. In this exploration, conscious choice becomes a sacred act. We wield our decisions like an artist handmade, each stroke carefully considered, each color shaped by the confluence of reflection and courage. Though the unknown horizons may seem daunting, within their depths lies our authentic freedom and seeds of transformation. Each choice unfolds as an invitation to redefine who we are, a testament to our capacity for self-celebration. Our voice emerges as a vessel of truth, harmonizing with this journey. In a world where conformity weaves a seductive tale, speaking our truth is an act of commitment to self-authorship. This truth is not just ours, but an echo of our essence. With Nietzsche's guidance, we learn to articulate it with unwavering honesty, embracing an alignment between our internal values and the outer world. Every voyage towards self-creation bears its cost, a necessary tribute to the transformation we seek. As we redefine ourselves, old ties unravel, old skins are shed, leaving behind echoes of past selves. Nietzsche ushers us into this sacred space, where letting go becomes an embrace of the pain that partners growth. Here, we dwell at the intersection of joy and dissolution, acknowledging that creation is intertwined with dissolution. This dance between action and authenticity beckons us to engage, underscoring that insight alone cannot suffice. With each step taken in the world, we manifest these inner truths, sculpting an existence that's both genuine and dynamic. For Nietzsche, authenticity blossoms when we courageously breathe life into our realizations, shaping our paths with intentionality. We discover that the stories we carry inherited from our past need not define us. Instead, by dismantling these ancient scripts, we clear the ground for new narratives to take root. Nietzsche guides us in this purging, encouraging an honest examination of beliefs that no longer serve us. Free from these confines, our essence can flourish, ripe with potential, and alive with the sacred spark of self-discovery. In this sacred ballet of creation, even the word no emerges as a powerful ally, defining the contours of our journey. It establishes boundaries that preserve our autonomy, aligning our intentions with the life we seek to nurture. The simple act of refusing becomes an affirmation of self, fortifying the walls of our sovereignty. Amidst this landscape, solitude arises as both a challenge and a haven. It is within these quiet moments, a retreat from the noise, that we converse with our deepest selves. Here we find the rich soil where seeds of responsibility take root, blossoming into authenticity and resilience. Nietzsche illuminates solitude as a necessary pilgrimage, where inner dialogue carves pathways to wisdom. Finally, in this sacred cycle of choosing, speaking, and acting, we converge upon self-authorship, our triumph in a dance between freedom and responsibility. We become the architects of our fates, deliberately shaping our lives with a mindful gaze and a devoted heart. The joy of self-authorship is a quiet reverence, a celebration of our capacity to write our own stories with the ink of lived experience. In this place of intentionality, we find not only the culmination of Nietzsche's wisdom, but the promise of transformation, where we hold the power to craft a life imbued with meaning and fulfillment. In the quiet recesses of our consciousness, freedom often imagines itself as an endless expanse, a sky without boundaries, a sea without shores. Yet true freedom blooms not in the absence of limits, but within their thoughtful embrace. Nietzsche once whispered of a liberty born not of chaos, but of disciplined self-mastery. Only through structure can the wild energy of untempered potential find its form and purpose, breathing life into our deepest aspirations. Discipline, then, is not a confining force, but a sacred architecture where freedom finds its truest expression. These self-imposed boundaries, far from stifling our spirit, are a devotion to our higher nature, a promise to sculpt our raw essence into something luminous and profound. The dance of discipline bridges the known and the unseen, like a gentle current passing through the hidden alleys of our inner world. Without its steady hand, the subconscious garden of whispered dreams lies unexplored, its treasures locked away in shadow. Jungian psychology suggests that discipline unlocks these secret spaces, inviting light into the mysterious corridors of the mind. Through practices like meditation and reflection, the pathways to these depths are gently illuminated, letting fragments of our inner self weave into a cohesive whole. In this quiet dance, the conscious and subconscious engage in a tender dialogue, transforming once conflicting desires into a harmonious chorus, striving for self-realization. Rituals rise as sacred vessels for discipline, where mundane acts unfurl into transcendent devotions. Repetition engraves pathways into the psyche, each gesture echoing the sacred intent. Thus, outer actions resonate with inner transformations, sowing seeds of growth amid routine. In these ritualized moments, our commitment to growth is mirrored, etching a deeper connection to the universal forces guiding our journey. Every touchstone of routine, every whispered affirmation becomes a testament to our growth and the sacred path we tread, shedding old skins and unveiling new wisdom with each cycle. Consistency holds the heart of discipline, a gentle pulse turning dreams into reality. It stands as the riverbank for life's events, guiding toward an ocean of destiny. The smallest, most steadfast acts compose a mosaic of transformation, a landscape where change breathes possibility into inevitability. Through incremental progression, the steady rhythm of effort overcomes obstacles, allowing potential to unfurl its wings. This enduring consistency fosters trust in our own capabilities, each stitch in the fabric of discipline and devotion affirming a commitment to inner truth. Yet within this realm of personal growth, an elegant dance unfolds between discipline and flexibility, essentials to our inner evolution. Discipline lays the foundation, but flexibility breathes life into it, teaching us when to adhere to rhythm and when to interpret anew. Like a river adapting to rocks and banks, discipline must remain yielding, embracing unexpected challenges and insights. This balance, a living practice of mastery, offers resilience, calling for a dynamic response to life's unfolding mysteries. Discipline further becomes the conduit, connecting the ethereal forces of inspiration and intuition with tangible actions. The whisper of possibilities surfaces in the tranquil void, spawning dreams that only disciplined minds can capture and manifest. These ethereal inspirations require the scaffold of discipline to avoid fading into the ether. Thus, discipline does not silence inspiration, but amplifies it, transforming the invisible into reality while honoring the subtle forces that propel our development. In the crucible of discipline, emotions like anger, fear, and sadness emerge as potential for alchemy, a transmutation into refined states. Through mindful practices, the reactive mind finds calm, creating space for insights to surface. Emotions far from barriers become elements of inner transformation. Through disciplined introspection, clarity emerges, opening pathways toward emotional intelligence and resilience. Discipline refines raw emotions into the wisdom that deepens our human journey. Creativity, seemingly a force of chaos, finds order in the embrace of discipline. Here, structure nurtures innovation, offering a canvas for imagination to unfold and express most powerfully. With discipline, creativity emerges not as chaos, but as a devotion, a sacred dance of thoughts taking tangible form. Thus, creativity and discipline entwine, each nourishing the other in a cycle of transformation. Routine, often mundane, unveils its sacred nature through discipline. Within the rhythm of daily actions resides the potential for profound change. Each repeated step in our routine invites presence, each task a thread in life's tapestry, a testament to our journey. In this sacred cadence, moments of mindfulness nurture our engagement with life's narrative, creating spaces for introspection and gratitude. Ultimately, discipline stands as a testament to inner strength, a chronicle of the relentless pursuit of self amidst life's unpredictabilities. Each act of discipline declares autonomy, aligning actions with core values against external tides. Through this pilgrimage of devotion, individuals construct a bastion of character, embracing life's challenges with renewed courage. The journey, though demanding, bears the fruit of profound rewards, a refuge of strength and grounding. Discipline, as a testament to the soul's tenacity, kindles the inextinguishable fire of growth and transformation, propelling us toward a reverent pursuit of our highest potential. In the hush of night, when the world seems to be asleep, solitude wraps itself around you like a velvety cloak. This sacred silence, often feared in a society that worships noise and connection, is not desolation, but a space of profound introspection. Here, without the clamor of expectations or the demands of the external world, the true self, your essence unadorned and raw, begins to speak in a voice that might have been long stifled. This solitude is no mere absence of others. Rather, it is a vibrant presence of oneself, a fertile ground where the seeds of transformation slowly take root and flourish. In this silent space, chaos from life's daily storms begins to rearrange itself into patterns that whisper truths and insights. Like a seed hidden beneath the earth, solitude gently nurtures your inner growth, permitting a dialogue with yourself that illuminates the shadowed corners of your being. Yet, the journey into solitude is not an easy one, for it is like traversing a landscape shadowed by uncharted paths. It reveals facets of yourself, long buried beneath layers of societal facades, each layer peeled away by the gentle persistence of introspection. Through this process, you cultivate resilience, learning to weather the tempests of life. Isolation, conversely, may feel like an imposed exile, an unnerving darkness. Yet, therein lies its paradoxical power. It shapes a crucible of transformation, where the darkness becomes a teacher. Nietzsche, insightful in his understanding, challenges us to embrace the discomfort of isolation and reframe it as a journey to light. Through facing shadows and silenced demons, the wilderness of isolation becomes a sacred rite of rebirth into personal authenticity, mirroring the mythic hero's journey. Here, in these shadowed corridors of the self, you engage in a necessary confrontation that releases pent-up emotions, inviting an exploration that is as deep as it is transformative. Loneliness, that uncomfortable truth every soul must eventually face, possesses the potential for profound initiation. It marks a crossing, a rite of passage between the known comforts of the self and the undiscovered terrain of inner depths. Just as the ancients underwent initiations that returned them home transformed, loneliness asks you to face yourself, stripped bare of masks. It invites a shedding, a vulnerability that cleanses you of illusions, leaving only authenticity. Solitude invites you into intimate conversations with the self, a personal alchemy where your guiding principles and dreams are kindled anew. Nietzsche encourages these silent dialogues, where the labyrinth of your mind offers echoes of forgotten desires and memories. This alchemy, this creative dance with one's own inner world, turns solitude into a wellspring of insight, nurturing self-love. Through a relentless engagement with your own thoughts and emotions, you master the art of embracing vulnerability and integrating light and shadow into a whole existence. In this atmosphere of introspection, you discover an unparalleled strength, an inner fortitude nurtured by the solitude of self-directed purpose. Away from the distractions that often veil our true desires, you find yourself honing in on passions and pursuits that belong solely to you. This purpose-driven solitude becomes a sanctuary, reinforcing resilience and shaping a soul that thrives in quiet determination. Your solitude, guided by an authentic sense of purpose, becomes a crucible where self-efficacy blossoms, reflecting Nietzsche's vision of the will to power as a journey towards self-mastery rather than dominance over others. Embracing solitude cultivates an inner peace, resilient to life's external tumult. Here, amidst the tranquility, you learn to navigate the deep waters of your emotions with clarity and acceptance. Nietzsche illuminates this journey into the depths where serenity flowers not from the absence of struggle, but from the presence of a mindful engagement with yourself. Through reflective practices, you find refuge in this peace, empowering yourself to face challenges with equanimity and grace. As solitude wraps around you like the ancient mist over a forgotten forest, your mind begins to wander through an untamed wilderness of thoughts and emotions. Nietzsche suggests cherishing these explorations, for within this wilderness lies a muse, an enigmatic force that breathes life into creativity and insight. In these threads of solitude, creativity finds its voice, stitching together a tapestry of new ideas and expressions. You traverse this inner landscape, uncovering hidden talents and potentials, awakening the creative power dormant within. Ultimately, solitude weaves itself into a sanctuary, transforming perceived isolation into hallowed space. Nietzsche perceived solitude not as burden, but as cherished retreat, a refuge from the societal clatter where the soul can rest and reflect. In cultivating this sacred space, you invite wisdom and mindfulness into everyday life. This sanctuary, this inner retreat, becomes a timeless wellspring from which you draw strength to engage with the world. Within the arena of solitary reflection, resilience takes shape as you confront the narratives of your past. Nietzsche encourages the courage to face these moments, asserting they are the bedrock of strength beyond societal limits. Through reflection, you dismantle limiting beliefs, reframing your story to align with your truest essence. This resilience is your foundation, an unshakable grounding that carries you forward into life's ever unfolding possibilities. As you engage with this journey, the initial discomfort of loneliness reveals itself as a voyage toward completeness. Nietzsche's exploration of loneliness becomes a guiding light to self-integration, where shadow and light intertwine into balanced unity, inviting you to celebrate the symphony of your existence and find harmony within. Through this lens, loneliness transforms from a void into a bridge, leading you toward a profound connection with yourself, a journey where you truly begin to dance among the stars with the fullness of your being. In the quiet depths of existence, the human spirit emerges as the artist of its own life. The canvas is not the future, but the very moment we inhabit, colored by intention, experience, and meaning. Here, every instant awaits the touch of a creation, an opportunity to imbue it with the essence of who we are becoming. This creativity is neither the exclusive domain of the painter nor the poet. It is woven into the fabric of human existence, whispering the invitation to authenticity and self-expression. In this gentle dance with life, we come to understand that identity is fluid, not fixed, a vibrant mosaic crafted through the ceaseless interplay of thoughts, emotions, and actions. Embracing this path, we learn that imperfection is not a blemish, but a unique brushstroke on our evolving portrait. Like artists who cherish the accidental splash of color in their work, we too find that our perceived flaws are essential threads in the tapestry of our being. Jung spoke of individuation, a journey toward wholeness, where these diverse aspects are not shunned, but integrated. Life reveals itself as a progressive masterpiece, hinting at growth and transformation through every shadow and shade. In this paradigm, there are no missteps, only variations on a theme that contribute to the symphony of self-creation. The essence of this journey lies in choice, the deliberate shaping of identity through myriad decisions. Nietzsche beckons us to move beyond the concept of a hidden self, waiting to be uncovered. Instead, we wield our choices as artists do brushes, each adding depth and nuance to our life's canvas. Here, individuality blooms as we define ourselves through the myriad options life presents, unbounded by predetermined roles or paths. To embrace this freedom is to trust in our capacity for reinvention and innovation, weaving new stories and discovering uncharted landscapes within. In a symphony of self-creation, beauty finds its place not at the finish line, but within the journey itself. Nature, with its deep appreciation of art and grace, teaches us to savor the elegance in the kind. It is not about external perfection, but elegance and resilience, courage and striving, and joy and light. This aesthetic journey allows us to cultivate an appreciation for the unfolding of each moment as a life is finding art in the interplay of light and shadow that shapes our path. Our narrative identity is crafted as we weave stories from the threads of experience. We are not characters locked within destiny's grip, but authors penning our life's tale. Jung reminds us of the necessity to unite conscious and unconscious parts, crafting harmonies that echo our true selves. Reflection and introspection become our tools, helping us to reinterpret events and carve new narratives. Through this storytelling, we find that life is an art, each moment adding to the complexity of our identity. In the alchemy of transformation, the crucible of suffering births resilience and strength. Nietzsche speaks of embracing suffering as a catalyst for change, inviting us to see adversity not as a foe, but a companion on the journey. By integrating our shadows, those hidden aspects we might prefer to ignore, we transform them into sources of creativity and potential. This transformation calls for courage, facing fears and limitations to uncover the depths of our strength. As artists of our destiny, we learn to weave beauty from pain, creating a tapestry rich with meaning. Authenticity, the hallmark of a life fully lived, emerges in the art of true self-expression. It asks us to cast aside masks shaped by external expectations and embrace our vulnerabilities. In this, Nietzsche inspires us toward individuality, to craft a life resonant with our deepest truths. Authenticity demands discipline and reflection, guiding us to listen to our inner voice and balance self-revelation with empathy. It invites connections that are genuine and speaks of a life aligned with our core selves, enriching us with meaning and fulfillment. Yet, in creating, we find beauty in the simplicity of minimalism. We learn to declutter not just our physical space, but our minds and hearts, focusing on what truly matters. Nietzsche's call for individuality aligns with this aesthetic, where clarity and discernment illuminate our path. In a world of excess, the elegance of minimalism reveals an artful path toward contentment and harmony, embracing the essential and releasing the superfluous. Life, in its graceful contradictions, unfolds as a dance of paradox. In creating ourselves, we find harmony amid opposites, recognizing that identity is nuanced. This artful dance demands open-mindedness and a celebration of complexity. By holding space for dualities, we discover richness in our humanity, inviting curiosity and wonder to flourish. Nietzsche's encouragement to embrace paradox leads us to the heart of what it means to be truly alive. Finally, in our artistic journey, we are reminded of our interconnection with the world. Our evolving self ripples through the fabric of society. Our transformations touch lives beyond our own. Authenticity and creativity inspire others, becoming catalysts for collective change. By recognizing our influence, we are called to engage with intention and purpose, our individual excellence contributing to the universal canvas of human experience. Here, we find the art of endless creation, an eternal dance where life reveals its beauty through our ceaseless becoming. Beneath the vast constellations of the universe, each of us holds a unique essence, a luminous potential waiting to be born. Imagine your life as a canvas painted with stars, each stroke representing an insight, a moment, a spark that not only lights your path but touches the lives around you. This is the sacredness of individual wholeness, a divine whisper urging us to embrace who we truly are. This journey of becoming isn't a boastful claim. It's a humble acceptance of our role in life's grand tapestry. By stepping fully into our own light, we offer the world a flame that only we can provide, a glow that contributes to the ever-expanding cosmic dance of existence. True wholeness is not simply about gathering experiences or accolades. It's about weaving together the many facets of our being, including our shadows and imperfections. Like Jung's process of individuation, it's a journey towards integrating everything we are and finding our place within the universal dance. As we embrace this path, our stories, woven with trials and triumphs, become a guiding light for others. These narratives hold ancient magic, calling us back to our innate potential before societal molds shaped our identities. This call to wholeness is an invitation to reclaim our narratives and redefine what it means to be whole, serving as a beacon of possibility for human potential. this quest, we move beyond self-centered terror, stepping from ego-driven desire to a more profound, interconnected existence. Nietzsche invites us to see past ourselves, viewing the solitary pursuit. This shift demands a reevaluation of self-centered challenging conditions and sharing ourselves. We transcend narrow ego boundaries. A more expansive view of the concept, one that nurtures both personal and collective. With the support of introspective practices, mindfulness, reflective journaling, and deep contemplation, we begin to free ourselves from the confining stories shaped by ego. As we do, a narrative of resilience and curiosity emerges, forever woven into the human experience. We find that true satisfaction arises when personal dreams echo with the collective good, and our life stories contribute positively to the world we share. To birth this inner star, we must embrace vulnerability and authenticity as steadfast allies. Vulnerability reveals a strength in bearing our deepest truths, the fears and desires often tucked away beneath layers of societal expectancy. In a world encouraging us to hide behind masks, revealing our true self becomes a daring act of truth and courage. Such openness forges genuine connections, weaving us closer to others in the depths of our own needs for expression and understanding. As we unwind from these layers, we find courage in standing firm in our truths, despite the world's demanding voices. Authenticity asks for continual dialogue with oneself, a promise to align actions to values we hold dear. It invites us to abandon facades and accept our humanness in all its messiness and beauty. This freedom liberates us from the chains of approval seeking, allowing our inner star to illuminate not only our path, but the paths of those drawn to our light. Transformation is a gentle alchemy, changing base experiences into golden realizations of truth. Like an alchemist's fire, it burns away what doesn't serve us, revealing the pure potential of our being. This inner shift, described by Jung as shadow integration, calls for us to embrace and reconcile all aspects of self, finding unity where once there was fragmentation. Here, transformation asks not for passivity, but active engagement with our internal and external worlds, setting the stage for profound inner growth and outward expression. As fire shapes metal, so does transformation craft us anew, asking us to embrace discomfort, uncertainty, and change, each moment potent with possibility. These internal landscapes quietly reside within, awaiting activation through intentional practice and awareness. The inner shift reflects outwardly as our actions synchronize with our evolving selves, while our contributions align with our core truths. Through this alchemy of transformation, we not only manifest our inner star, but also illuminate the way for others. Reclaiming power is tightly knit with embracing responsibility. Here, we find Nietzsche's view that responsibility, far from being a burden, is a liberating force. It pushes us to be the artisans of our destiny, designing life not from circumstance but choice. As we own our actions and emotions, we shed the veil of victimhood, engaging life with accountability and purpose, seeing challenges as moments to grow and evolve. In claiming our power, we dance between self-discipline and self-compassion. Holding ourselves accountable doesn't exclude room for forgiveness when we falter, This dance between strictness and gentleness nurtures a growth environment free from harsh self-judgment. Here, responsibility is an empowering act of creation, aligning our energies with our highest aspirations, breaking free from the need to dominate and instead mastering our own lives. At the root lies self-worth, a recognition of our intrinsic value untethered from external approval. Guided by Nietzsche's existential queries, we question the origins of our perceived worth, gently shifting from societal markers to a more grounded understanding of personal value. Through this honest introspection, we nourish a garden of self-discovery, enabling our creative expressions to flourish unimpeded. Establishing healing rituals forms the backbone of our inner work, creating sacred spaces for reflection and transformation. These routines, inspired by Jung's shadow work, invite us to face and integrate often neglected aspects of ourselves. Through journaling, meditation, and contemplation, we find sanctuaries of renewal, places where our soul whispers reveal profound insight and purpose. Ultimately, legacy is nurtured through authentic contributions, small acts of sincerity that ripple through the world. Nietzsche prompts us to look beyond fame, recognizing how living aligned with our deepest values offers enduring impact. By giving from our journey's fruits, we inspire those we meet and weave a legacy enriched by shared truths. In this sacred exploration, let us remember that our journey to wholeness is endless, not a destination, but a rhythmic evolution as dynamic as the universe itself. Each step and every stumble takes us closer to the sacred star we are meant to become, a beacon to others as they navigate their own unfolding stories. If this journey resonates with the song of your own star, consider joining our growing constellation by liking and subscribing, and letting your inner light inspire others to explore the magic that lies within.